This is GH-Aviation, your authentic mouthpiece of all things aviation and more. My name is Elizabeth Chumuasasu. Welcome to the Aviator Marine Online News Review. We'll be looking at events and news from the aviation, tourism, and marine industry. Our first segment for today would be on the marine industry. And we have a special report from www.africa-confidential.com. And this special report talks about how a Frenchman has won control over Ghana's biggest ports. I hope we all know where Ghana's biggest port is. It's at Tema. So what we are talking about is the Tema Harbour. Vincent Bolloré, the CEO of Bolloré Industries, has gained control of Tema Harbour in Ghana. How did this man gain control of our ports? You can read this on africa-confidential.com. But before you log on to that portal, let me just tell you something brief about it. French billionaire Vincent Bolloré has added Tema ports to the 15 West Africa ports he already controls in Africa. How did he come about to control Tema ports? Do you know that MPS belongs to Vincent Bolloré? Do you also know that Azuma Banda has a 12.94% stake in MPS? Alright, if you're doubting or if you don't know, then I'll encourage you to log on to www.africa-confidential.com to read about it. This is a special report and it involves government officials and private businessmen. This deal spans from 2010 up till now. Vincent Bolloré and his company, according to the reports, have been able to make away with a lot of taxes. One may ask, was this a good deal for Ghana? Or it was a deal to fill the pockets of individuals? Anyways, those are my thoughts. I'd like to hear your views on it as well. But before you share your views, kindly log on to www.africa-confidential.com. Read through the story. Get back to me with your comments, questions, or views. We'll now move on to the aviation industry. What is happening in Ghana? Are you aware that the whole airports would start operation soon? This was made known to us by the Minister of Transport when he paid a working visit to the whole airport. According to the Minister of Transport, Kweku Ofori-Siama, whole airport will start operations from April 13th. This has been made possible when a domestic carrier, Africa World Airlines, showed interest to fly into the whole airport. Mr. Ofori-Siama paid a working visit to the whole airport and he met with traditional leaders and the Volta Regional Minister. The leaders were so happy and enthusiastic that the long-awaited opening of the airport was coming to pass. And they advised the minister, the government, and the populace that they should make the Volta region a tourism destination. And by so doing, the airport can really be in use. The minister alluded to the fact that the airport was basically going to be used for flight trainings and other aviation-related courses. To read the full story, kindly log on to www.graphic.com.gh. In another news, TAP Air Portugal to expand its route network amidst the pandemic. We all know what COVID-19 has done to the industry. It totally wreaked havoc on the aviation industry. All flights were grounded. Countries closed their borders, all in the vein to curb the pandemic. We are still suffering from the results of COVID-19. Other airlines have gone bankrupt. Others are trying to rise again. So, TAP Air Portugal has now decided to expand its network, even though we are still feeling the effects of COVID-19. As TAP Air increases its flights in August, it will add 100 new routes, including 8 new destinations from Europe and Africa. To read more on this story, log on to www.richardtre.com. COVID-19 pandemic has really brought a lot of airlines on their knees. Some have gone bankrupt, others are still struggling to stay afloat. Ethiopian Airlines was able to stay cash positive. How were they able to do this? Ethiopian Airlines kept flying the entire A350-900, and they used this for cargo operations. If we can remember, because there were no passenger flights, businessmen, individuals, government officials were not able to travel abroad. All goods and services came to a standstill. But cargo operations was in full force. For a country to get its goods, it needed to be flown to that particular country. And Ethiopian Airlines is one of the airlines which really plied that trade. They made use of their aircrafts, especially the A350, in flying cargo into African countries. And Ghana was part of the benefactors. For you to read this story, log on to www.gh-aviation.com. You would get the entire history, the entire information of how Ethiopian Airlines made use of their A350 aircrafts for cargo operations during the COVID-19 pandemic, and even now when we are seeing signs of the industry coming back on its feet. It will be great for you to read the story. So don't forget, it is www.gh-aviation.com.